Hey, welcome back, guys. Matt here from myrawintuition.com, where I help people reconnect with intuition to achieve higher levels of health and happiness. So I've got another What I'm Bringing to Work video for you guys today, but before I do that, I want to just share a few thoughts that I had as I was reading across this article telling people how to prepare their turkey and some safe handling techniques, and it just really brought into perspective kind of the insanity of our eating habits in this country and really around the world. But with Thanksgiving coming up, it's just a little more in your face. So I was reading through this article talking about salmonella outbreaks in Turkey this year, and they were just giving some tips on how to safely handle your turkey when you're preparing it for your family on Thanksgiving. So let me just go across just a few of these tips that they talked about. They said the biggest thing people can do is be very careful about how they are handling food. There are several bacterial pathogens that can exist on raw turkey. The one we are most concerned about is salmonella, which is a bacterial infection. It can cause diarrhea, but it can also cause more severe infection in people who are sicker or have poor immune systems or otherwise have lots of medical problems to begin with. Any sort of raw meat needs to be carefully handled, and anything that has touched that raw meat should be considered contaminated, including your hands. Whether it's uncooked ham, turkey, or a piece of beef, really consider everything that has touched the contaminated, has touched to be contaminated, and clean it well. Use hot soapy water to wash your hands, utensils, and work surfaces, including cutting boards, after coming in contact with the meat. It goes on more from that, but I mean, these are things that we're saying about items that we're going to consume. Does that really sound like food to you? I mean, when you really think about it, when we peel back the layers of conditioning that we've been given about eating animals and dead, rotting flesh, is that truly something that you would hear and think of, oh yeah, I want to eat that? Something that contaminates everything that it touches, something that we have to take such careful care of when we are preparing it, or we're going to get sick. Do we really want to consume something that has a lot of bacteria in it, and we have to cook it to kill that bacteria, which, remember, it doesn't remove that bacteria, it just kills that bacteria within the meat, and it's still in there when we eat it. So I just want to vent a little bit when I read articles like this talking about how to safely handle this dead body that you want to consume. I don't think that that is a very good indicator that it is a healthy thing to consume, and I think we should just use a little more common sense when it comes to our food choices. And there's absolutely no need to be taking the life of an animal to feed ourselves, especially to be healthy. We can be extremely healthy eating just plant-based foods. As you guys know, I really don't need to preach to you guys. But it's just, it's a little frustrating to read these things and just hear about people getting sick, chronic illness, getting bacterial infections from salmonella and things like this. And yeah, somebody might say, well, what about spinach? I hear spinach gets salmonella outbreaks too. But of course, that is coming from interaction between animal feces and the spinach. It doesn't come from the spinach. It comes from animal byproducts that are used in the farming, which don't need to be used. That's just been kind of the norm because we have so many animals on these factory farms that they have to get rid of it somehow, so they use it to, fertilize our food. But in my recent interview with Dr. Will Tuttle, he mentioned that there is actually proof that we get better yields when we do not use any animal inputs. So we don't need to use animal manure. We don't need to use all the other animal byproducts that are used in our conventional farming methods. So that is really not an argument to use them, or, with spinach or any other produce that might have salmonella. But anyways, that's my little vent for you guys. I hope you guys are choosing a vegan Thanksgiving this year. Be the healthiest and happiest you can be by consuming whole plant foods and eliminating that animal protein, saturated fat, cholesterol, and causing less harm and suffering to the beings that we live on this planet with. But that being said, let's get into my lunch bag here, show you guys what I'm gonna take to lunch and fuel my body throughout the day. So let's look. All right, so we've got these 2 ripe bananas. I've got, of course, my lemon water here. It's like about 3 cups of lemon water. I've got about 8 or 9 apples in there. I've really been liking the apples. They're so sweet and juicy. I've also got a Pyrex here of dates. And instead of the almonds and sun-dried tomatoes, I thought I'd mix it up. I know some of you have been asking if you can bring vegetables. So yeah, I brought a salad here. I brought some spinach with some bloomed wild rice, which is just raw wild rice soaked overnight for about 24 hours. And then it's very easily to digest. It's easier to digest, and it is, very delicious. It's got a nutty flavor, really good stuff. I've also got a little wedge of lemon that I'm going to squirt in there, as well as half of an avocado. So that's going to probably be my lunch. I'll eat the apples first, and that will keep me definitely full until I can get home and have a big salad tonight. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Hope I didn't tell you anything you didn't already know. But I think it's just important to talk about the cultural practices that we have in this society and how unnecessary it is and how harmful it really is to everybody involved. So hope you guys have a great day, and if I don't make a video between now and Thanksgiving, have a great Thanksgiving if you're here in the US. Enjoy the time with your family, and don't just make it about the food. Just enjoy the company and share time with your loved ones. But have a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you next time. Always follow your raw intuition.